Hey y'all, welcome back to the Brandy Yvonne channel. Of course, I'm your girl, Brandy Yvonne. Here at my channel, we do fun reviews, recaps, and discussions of all of our favorite shows. It's Saturday night, y'all, so we definitely got to talk about Owns Love and Marriage Huntsville. This is season 8, episode 4, titled Keep My Wife's Name Out Your Mouth. I think it's supposed to be like the way Will Smith said it, but like the episode wasn't giving all that in that scene with Chris and Martell, but whatever. Anyway, this show is damn near exhausting, but I'm still watching it. I can't stop watching, but it sometimes it's exhausting. Anyway, before we get into it, y'all, please subscribe to the channel. So in my eye. Hit that thumbs up button. If you enjoy this content, share the video where you'd like to share your content and comment down below. Thank y'all for continuing to support the channel. If you are a fan of the Never Ever Mets, last night's review for the newest episode is up. So after you finish this video all the way through, then you can go back and watch that video. Okay. Let's get into this crazy old show. Okay. So we start off with Tisha going to go see Destiny. Now Tisha got on her all pink and her glasses. She was looking cute. And so Kimmie was on the phone talking to somebody. It sounded like her friend that we saw on the show, but I didn't see if they put a name or not. And I guess they're talking about that property that Kimmie and Maurice got. I guess it's supposed to be a restaurant or something. Anyway, Tisha came in like, "Oh, I like this. This is cute." Now, mind you, homegirl's still on the phone, and that's to be annoying me. Like, tell the person, "Hey, so and so's here. I gotta go." Homegirl still talking on the phone. Tisha over there talking loud. So Kimmie's like, "Girl, Tisha's here. Let me talk to you later." All right, so Tisha is like, "Oh yeah, you guys are talking about the restaurant, right?" And so Kimmie's like, "Yeah, like I'm just trying to get light fire under everybody because I know this girl wants to move in there and get it going." And Kimmie's like, "I don't want any issues," because she's like, "Because I know I can be annoying." And so Tisha's like, "Yeah, I talked to Marsau, and I know Marsau, Maurice wants Marsau to do it because remember Maurice and Marsau were talking about Marsau doing some work for Maurice and Kimmie, so." And Tisha's like, Marcel's like, "Yeah, of course I'm gonna do it for Reese. I'm gonna do it for Reese." So of course he's gonna, help his brother out. So Letitia's like, "Yeah, I told him, like, I don't want anything to come in between, our relationship, like keep the business and everything else separate. Like, I don't want this to come in between me and Kimmie." Now, I know this is gonna end up being a thing in the show later. Like, this is a storyline. I remember they kind of had talked about that. So they're kind of setting us up for the storyline. All right. Tisha was like, "The thing is like, when it comes to the money, we need to just have stuff in order. Da 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 da." I said, "Oh, Letitia was trying to, in a roundabout way, say, Kimmie, don't be playing with the money when it comes to my man." Okay, that's what she was trying to say. Like, have the money together. Like, don't think Marcel is doing this for free. Like, this is not on Sculpt. Okay, y'all paying for this. Okay, that's what Letitia was giving. Anyway, Destiny came in. Destiny said Kimmie and Letitia are her girls, and they've been helping her through this tough time. So Destiny came in. They asked her how she's doing. She said today was better than other days, and they were like, "Yeah, you just gotta, look at the positive, girl." And Kimmie, so Letitia's like, "Yeah, Kimmie had me in an uncomfortable position, girl." And Kimmie's like, "Girl, what I do?" And so then Letitia's like, "You had Destiny come meet up with us." So Kimmie's like, "Yes, I did. I did have not Destiny, Sunny come meet up with us, just so I could get to the bottom of what's going on." She said, "Because I'm not gonna lie, like when Sunny was here, she was here at the time I got diagnosed, and she was right there. She would bring me, like she did all, Sunny was really there for her, and she shared this in the interview as well. I was watching earlier. So um then she's like, "So it's surprising to me that she would do something like that." And so Destiny's like, "Yeah, out of character, right?" And they're like, "Yeah." And so you know, Destiny sharing how, they're supposed to be friends, and Sunny's downplaying the friendship, like they're not that good of friends. And Destiny's like, "Well, no, she was, she got let go from the show. And even after that, she was still contacting me. And she even, I guess her or the sister invited her to the surprise party in Mexico." Um, and so Destiny's like, "I don't, understand how she could say we weren't friends like that." Kimmie in her confessional said, at the end of the day, like she feels like, Sunny's version is one way and Destiny's version is another way. She tends to go more with Sunny's version, and she feels like Sunny did her job a little too well. And that is what it is, kind of thing. I get what Kimmie was trying to say, although it sounded kind of harsh. But I think what Kimmie was trying to say, that like Sunny basically used her position in the wrong way when it came to Destiny. Okay, she did her job a little too well. I don't like what Sunny did. Sunny is foul. That is not professional. You're pretending to be this girl's friend, and then you're finding all this stuff about her. It feels like all these ulterior motives. Like, it feels like she had ulterior motives. It feels like Moses is an opportunist and he had ulterior motives to me. But y'all let me know what y'all think in comments. So anyway, they were talking about then how they met up with Mel. It was a gathering, and Mel, supported Destiny. And she said she told Sunny that she was wrong, and maybe some conversations need to be had. They're trying to encourage Destiny to have a conversation with Sunny. She's not really trying to do it. Kimmie's trying to see if all the girls can get along because they all have fun. They used to hang out. When did y'all all hang out? I said when. The only time I remember all the girls hanging out like that, it was Galentine's Day. Oh, it sounded like fireworks or something. Anyway, that Galentine's event where Sunny and or Stormi and Destiny got into it. That's the only episode I could think of. I don't think Destiny was at that tea party thing. No, it was just Galentine's. That's the only scene I can remember y'all all hanging out like that, and it didn't go well. So all right, Kimmie, whatever. Anywho, Kimmie's like, yeah, Tisha, you and Stormi going to be going real left real quick. And so Tisha's like, you know what, she started, I'll finish it. Like, and Kimmie said, Tisha, you be started too. She's like, what did I start it? And then she's like, if she just, keep it respectful, she needs to apologize for calling Marsau a B word. And Kimmie's like, well, she did apologize, but then she said it again in the next sentence. And so Tisha's basically like, as long as she ain't throwing no jabs, I'm good. I can coexist with her. And Destiny's telling her, because Tisha says she ain't taking the jabs this year. Okay, Tisha is remaining activated like she was from that reunion. Okay, so then Destiny's like, you guys need to fix that, because the further it goes, the worse it's gonna get. So Tisha's like, okay, you have your conversation, I'll have mine with Stormi. Destiny was like, girl, no, you okay, big sister, you show me how it's done. I didn't think Tisha was that much older than Destiny, but whatever. Anyway, they asked about Mel, and so Tisha said in her confessional she's not about to tell Destiny what Mel said or insinuated about Destiny sleeping with Martell, because she's just trying to bring her positive energy right now, and it's unnecessary. Like, you don't need to be messy, Tisha. Yeah, keep it to yourself, girl. Plus, I don't think Destiny ever slept with Martell. Like, to me, that don't even make sense. I think Mel was reaching when she said that. Anyway, so they were like, girl, you gonna, meet up with Mel, be good with Mel. She's like, I'm not looking to meet up with her. And like, basically, if somebody wants to smoke, they can get it. Like, she ain't got no issue with nobody, but if they want to smoke, they can get it. She's sitting already, basically. Okay. So then later on, we see Miss Nell meet up with Martell. This was the most unnecessary. All of Martell's scenes were very unnecessary. We had a waste of time because he's a liar. So Ms. Nell came with her detective gadget hat to sit down with Martell and say, hey, we need to catch up, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, Ms. Nell, why do you keep meeting up with this man? Like, I need Ms. Nell not to meet up with Martell no more. I know Ms. Nell, Chris Fletcher were supposed to be the elders and the mentors of Mel and Martell, but no, you don't need, let Chris meet up with him and you meet up with Mel. That's what it need to be like, okay? And I'm not saying men and women can't interact, but with Mel and Miss Nell, it always goes left. So we could just not do it no more. Anyway, so Martell's like, I don't even want to talk about everything going on. I'm hoping you come to talk to me about some good stuff. She's like, I ain't about to let you get off that easy. Now, Martell, what you thought you came there for? Anyway, she brings up the whole text message thing. Here we go. We're going to rehash this so many times. So she brings up the text message thing, and she said she told Mel how she didn't agree with sending Martell to jail. And he's like, ain't that sad? I was like, shut up, Martell. So then she's like, I told her I didn't agree, but then she told me that you were going to do some, expose some PORN on her. So, why are you doing that? Like, what's going on? And he's like, he said he ain't got no video. He said he sent a text message and a screenshot of a picture, but there was no video. He said he was never going to expose it. He said that Mel said that and somebody else said that, but he said he was never going to expose it. So this whole episode, Martell is lying in her face, and then he's playing this weird game of semantics, like we ain't already know what happened. So I was just over it. So then Miss Nail was like, so he showed her the message, and he was like, see, she kept bullying me. She kept bullying me. When did Mel bully you? Ugh. So then he shows her the message, and she's like, okay, you do something, she do something, you do something. Like, when does it end? And so Martell's like, well, she keep doing stuff, so I'm gonna do stuff. And then Miss Nell's like, no, that's not okay. Y'all got these 4 kids together. Like, y'all cannot be doing that. Like, you need to get it together and all this stuff. So she lets him know, like, hey, I got my birthday party coming up, and I know Mel does not want to be in your presence. And, I just got to let you know that you are not invited to the birthday party because I invited Mel and I want my birthday party to be ruined. So Martell was like, in his he's like, okay, it is what it is. And his confession was like, why are you going to invite me to not invite me to a party? And I agree. She could just not told him, but he might have complained about it later. So whatever. And he was like, I don't want to go to no 60 plus birthday party anyway. I was hollered at that. Oh, let me back up before I forget, because Ms. Nell, because this was an important part of the episode. Ms. Nell said, it's consequences to the way the parents are acting now, because when the kids get older, they're going to take sides, and she's trying to let Martell know because she's dealing with it now. So she again shares how her stepdaughter Lexi, as we met last season, did an interview. And she basically called Miss Nail a side chick, and now Miss Nail is getting all this negative backlash, and everybody calling her a side chick. So Martell was like, oh, so you didn't do nothing wrong? And he was laughing. And so she's like, no, I didn't do anything wrong. I'm innocent. I did nothing wrong. And he's like, okay. And so then he said, I thought you were, and they made a dog bark. So the first couple times I watched the episode, I thought he called her like a pro or something. But then I realized I think he called her, I think he said, I thought you were Arion. I think that's what he really said. But y'all let me know what y'all think he said in the comments. Side note, Carlos King, love Marriage Huntsville people. Stop with them dog barks. We already know what the hell you trying to say and what you talking about. We don't need them dog barks and the beeps. Stop it. I'm tired of it. I'd be like, did I just hear a dog bark? Sure. Anyway, excuse me. So Ms. Neal was like, no, I was not a side chick. She was like, I met Chris Fletcher. Yes, he was married. And I found out he was married. And so, I backed off. And then we got together, and then she said they was married for 30 years. She said in her confessional, like, she was never Chris's mistress. She was married for him for 30 years. She ain't no side chick. Martell must be talking about Coleslaw, his side chick. Okay, aka Arion. Hey girl. Now we get a very different version of the story from Chris, in my opinion. And technically, Miss Neal, you technically were a side chick, like technically. But I get it. Men don't be honest about their situation. Women don't be honest about their situation. It's a lot of messy situations like that, okay? I'll tell you some family stories. So, whatever. Everybody a side chick a time or two, I guess. Anyway, moving on, then we see Stormi and Courtney go meet up with Ken and Tricha down to the gym, and they pretended to work out because I said, who working out with all these wigs out? Nobody's hair was tied back, and they got all these wigs and these edges laid. I said, y'all ain't working out for real. Courtney said he don't want to lift all the weights with Ken and them because he don't be doing all that. He just want to go sit down and eat lunch and have dinner. I said, you sound so lazy, Courtney, but I feel you. Like, I like to work out, but I like to eat. I get it. So they went down to the gym. Trisha showing Stormi some moves, and Stormi, they're asking, like, how often y'all work out? They said at least twice a day, 5 in the morning. Now I ain't doing 5 in the morning. Actually, I technically did used to work out it wasn't 5, it was like 6, because I had to get up early, do my tutoring job, and then I would work out and I would go to work. So I get it. I would love to get to, twice a day. That's, I'm not there yet, but I would love to get there. So shout out to them. I'm trying to, I'm becoming a gym girl, not on that level, but I like to get my workout on. Anyway, so Stormi's talking to Tricha, and Courtney's talking to Ken. Courtney's saying with Ken, like, he didn't even know he was dating her like that. And I guess Courtney and Ken used to play basketball together. And I guess Courtney went to school with Tisha. We find out later. So, or I think we'll find out in the next episode. Anyway, Trisha's asking, Stormi what she got going on. Stormi said they about to open up a new warehouse. Courtney's talking about he bought his new car. And Stormi says she feels like everything is going good right now, which is good to see because remember they was having a little issue with the Canvas Beauty. Was that last season or so? So she said they're doing good. Everything's, going good right now, and she's happy. And so they're in like a good season. Tricia said it's hard for her to stay in those good seasons because she'd be looking for something bad to happen. And I understand that because I feel like sometimes we do go through those periods of life. And she said that's where that dark side of her comes in. And she just explains a lot more of her background and what she went through. So she lost both of her parents like 6 months within each other. So like one parent died, and then 6 months later, the other one passed away as well. And then she also lost her sister after that. Her parents have been married 40 years. So after that, she went to a really dark place, and she just wanted other people to hurt like she hurt. And then, she got the divorce, and that felt like another loss. So she said she was really going through it. And at that moment, she realized who was really there for her and who was not. Try not to sneeze, y'all. So, she said that ex-husband, aka Mr., wasn't really, there for her like he should have been. And, just so many, true colors she saw with him. And most of them colors was red flags. I said, ooh, that sucks. That sucks. So she's just talking about everything she went through and how, then she got in a dark place, and then she was quiet, and then she got with Ken, and then she would be real quiet, and then it would bubble up, and she would have these outbursts with him, and he would be like, what's going on with you? And so she's just glad that he stuck around. And she would always think like, okay, is he going to leave? Is he going to leave? And she would kind of try to push him away, but he was able to deal with her. Stormi was like, yeah, Courtney was the same way because I used to be real angry and I would be stabbing the wall with a knife. And Trisha's like, yeah, girl, I did with some scissors. I ain't never did that, y'all. Like, I've gotten angry before, but I don't think I ever stabbed the wall with a knife or scissors, none. But let me know if y'all ever did that. Sometimes I do be angry when I want to punch something, but yeah, I don't know. Anyway, I'm glad y'all, calming down, ladies, calming down. So Stormi's just saying, what, Ken can handle all that. And Ken is talking with Courtney and telling Courtney how Trisha used to, try to bully him. And Courtney's like, yeah, her and her sisters used to try to bully people, whatever. Let me find out Trisha was a bully back in the day. And so Ken was like, oh, you're not going to do me like that. And so he would be like, what's wrong? And, he learned to listen to her and I guess have empathy for what she was going through and all that. He was, breaking down the walls. Ken, you better than a lot of people. That's very nice, though. So, hopefully that's a good man, Savannah. Anyway, Stormi is still talking with Trish, and Trish shares with Stormi that, because Stormi's like, what's next for you and Ken? Y'all got the wedding bells popping. And so Trisha was like, yeah, however, I'm not officially divorced yet. Like, I haven't signed some papers. The ex-husband holding stuff up. He hasn't signed some papers. So we still got to get through it. So Stormi's like, oh my gosh, like, I can't believe she shared that with me. The drama, oh my gosh. And so they did let us know in the confession that Ken knows that, because I thought Ken didn't know at first, child. So Ken knows, and he said, he was understanding because he had some loose ends to tie up with his ex because they were still living together. I said, what in the hell's going on here? Anyway, all right, Trish and Ken. Now, I've seen a lot of people on the Twitter saying that they were bored with Trish and Ken. They not liking them. And I know we don't always like new people on Love and Marriage Huntsville. I actually like them. I don't have no issue with them. We don't know a lot about them yet. So far, I'm not mad at how they've been introduced to this on the show. Trisha's already gave us so much of her story and so much of herself for her and Ken. I'm not mad at it because I'm ready to hear some other stories besides Martell and these text messages he gonna lie about, and about Moses, Destiny, and Sonny. Like, that's the only two storylines we didn't talk about so far for real, and we already on episode 4. So I ain't mad at hearing some new stuff. It's that Trisha and Ken are a breath of fresh air for me right now, but I know some people were saying it was boring or they didn't want to hear it or whatever. But y'all let me know how y'all feel in the comments. But for me, I was like, finally, something else besides this other stupid mess we've been hearing this whole time. So anyway, because we're gonna hear about these text messages at least 3 more episodes, and I'm tired. And I'm about to be tired of the Destiny Sunny Moses thing as well. I didn't even like that. That was just all foul to me. Anyway, like I said, y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments. Moving on, speaking of Moses, we see Maurice and Marsau are at Black, and Maurice's like, oh, I ain't seen you in a long time, blah, blah, blah. Moses is coming to meet up. Marsau invited him, whatever. Marsau said, he's met Moses through Destiny. Matter of fact, Marsau, Tisha, Moses, Destiny, and Courtney, and Stormi would all go on little triple double dates. I said, when? Wow. Anyway, everybody swear they know each other. I said, how small is Huntsville? Anyway, Maurice is saying, like, yeah, that situation with Moses and Destiny, that was real fast. Like, it was like he broke up with Destiny, then all of a sudden he got with Sunny. And so Marcel was like, well, it wasn't that fast. Like, he said he proposed to Letitia after a month. Like, he said you ain't got to eat a gallon of ice cream to know you like it. I said, Tisha, you should have made that man wait longer, girl. I don't know what you was thinking about, but whatever. Anyway, so Marsau said he's kept in contact with Moses. So Moses comes and they ask him, about the whole marriage thing. Well, they tell him, you should settle down in Huntsville, it's booming, get some property, whatever. So they asked him about the whole marriage thing and what happened. And so they were like, don't you think it moved kind of fast? And, you need to kind of set the record straight and at least meet with Destiny. And he's like, yeah, I should have, kind of gave her more of a heads up than I did. And Maurice is saying you need to, protect your wife and, meet with Destiny so you can set the record straight. And he said, Maurice said they got a divorce, signed the papers a year before he even met Kimmie, all this stuff. And people still kept saying that she was a side chick. And so he had to like try to get ahead of the story and set the record straight. And he's telling Moses like to do that and protect his wife. Now, Maurice, you are a liar because you have not ever protected Kimmie in that whole side chick thing. I don't remember Maurice ever protecting Kimmie in that side chick thing. And you don't protect her when it comes to Kiowa. And you didn't protect her when it came to her cancer diagnosis. So sir, stop. And speaking of Maurice, I saw tonight on Twitter that he was arrested for a DUI. I said, them Love and Marriage Huntsville people are just collecting the mugshots. It's like, you get a mugshot, you get a mugshot, you get a mugshot. I said, they gonna all be jailbirds at this point. Oh, Carlos better keep them on the payroll because they need a job. Anyway, so they're just trying to tell, Moses like, hey, you need to do this and, fix this situation. And Marcel said, you guys are going to go deal with all this scrutiny now because the way it all happened. And Moses is like, yeah, people made comments, but, we cool, we good. He trying to downplay it. Marcel's like, no, like, people tear down your marriage. He said, trust me, I'm an expert at it. He said, and eventually, it starts to poke in. He said, 50 million comments later, it starts to get to you. And he said, trust me, I'm an expert at it. He said, I almost got a divorce and left my marriage because of this. He's like, I'm going to tell you something I never told nobody before. I almost got a divorce. Now, Marcel, I don't believe you almost got no divorce, sir. I don't believe you almost got a divorce. I'm sorry. Do I believe those comments affected you and Tisha? Oh, absolutely. You're human. So I would expect the comments to affect you and Tisha. I would expect everyone on this show to eventually be affected by the comments because you're human. Of course, you don't want to see people talk mess about you. And the Love and Marriage Huntsville fans are unhinged, unfortunately. So it's even worse for, some reality shows over other reality shows, depending on the fan base. So it sucks. Now, y'all decided to be on TV, so it comes with the territory. And you just had to figure out how to deal with it the way you deal with it. But yeah, people have, they've been nasty and rude about, Marcel and Letitia's marriage, and they've been nasty and rude about everything on this show. It is what it is. So Marcel's like, I'm trying to tell you, like, I'm an expert in this, like, you need to listen. And he said, The last person I tried to tell this to was Martell Holt, and so Moses like that. Me and him are not the same. Yeah, a tad bit are. I got some similar tendencies. And so Marsau said in his confessional, like it's the same thing. Like he tried to tell Martell, he could tell just like Martell, he's taking it in, but he's not really doing it. Like he's already gonna make up his mind. And so basically, Marsau and Maurice are just trying to tell him like, you need to get ahead of the enemy. Shout out to David from Ready to Love. And you need to fix this to protect your wife, Sonny, right? So he said he gonna, have a conversation with Destiny. Anyway, like it shouldn't have took Marsau and Maurice telling you to do that for you to do it, sir. But okay. Moving on, then we see Martell. We see Martell meet up with Chris Fletcher. Well, Chris Fletcher comes over to Martell's little starter property, the property he's renovating. It looks like it's almost done. Looks like a nice house. I can't remember if he said it was a 2-bedroom or 3-bedroom. So he said he's trying to get back into it, and he gives Chris a tour and all that. And so he asked Chris, was there anybody he knew that would be interested? So Chris said he might have somebody interested. Now I'm like, Martell, did you get that builder's license? Or are you still working with what's his name from last season? Fred, whatever his name was, that you was using his contract. Let his license. Let me know. Anyway, so Chris is like, speaking of somehow, I don't remember what they were talking about. Then he's like, speaking of move forward on things, he said, I think you owe my wife an apology. So he's like, oh, an apology for what? So Chris is like, you called my wife a side chick and she was not a side chick. And so Martell was like, yeah, she was a side chick. She was a side chick, right? When she met you, you was married, so she was a side chick, right? And I think they was doing some beeping and dog barking in this scene too. And so, sorry, I was trying hard not to sneeze, y'all. That's why I was doing all that. Anyway, I don't like sneezing on camera. I do not. I mean, I could pause it, but I ain't that quick. So anyway, so he was like, yeah, I was married to somebody. So Chris Fletcher is stumbling over his story. He's like, yeah, I was married to so-and-so. And then, yeah, I met Neil, but I was already, I was signing the papers. I was in the process of getting a divorce. I was already separated. I was already legally separated when I met Miss Nell. Now, that's not what Miss Nell said. She said she got what you found out you was married and she backed up. So your stories are not aligning, sir. If Miss Nell was technically a side chick, it's fine. Stop being ambiguous. It's fine. We not tripping. Anyway, Martell was like, all right, she wasn't a side chick. She wasn't a side chick. He apologized. My bad. So anyway, they shook on it. So Chris brings up the text messages situation again. We got to talk about this. And Martell pretty much lied and backpedaled and, tried to play these mind games. And I was over it. I said, Chris, you better than me. Because ain't no way I could have dealt with that conversation. Ain't no way. Chris is asking about the text messages, and he was like, I don't know if he said he got it from Melody or Miss Nell through Melody, whatever. So, he was saying like, I know you sent this text message and, the whole thing with you getting arrested. And he said, did you try to like send a video or something? So Martell was like, no, it wasn't a video. It was a picture. And I just, was tired of getting bullied. So I told her, stop bullying me. And, he said, didn't I show you the text messages? I saw you text messages, right? And so he's like, yeah, but wasn't there a video or like a screenshot of a video or something like that? And so Martell's like, no, it was just a picture. It wasn't, it wasn't that. It was the screenshot of the video. Like, oh, he just made me mad. Like, where do you think this is coming from, Martell? Where do you think it's coming from? So him and Chris, so Chris keep asking him questions like, he's like, well, maybe I'm not retelling it right because this is what was said. And he said, well, did you, you gonna threaten to give something out? And so he's like, only person, he's like, I had the video and Mel has the videos. He's like, so she don't want to put stuff out. Like, I'm not the one that put stuff out. Oh my God. So Chris is like, okay, but you like, did you show the video to somebody else? Like, what's going on? So the dog barked, which meant Ariane saw the video, which we know, and aka Coleslaw. And so he said then he immediately deleted it off his phone. I don't buy it. That's not the truth. And so Chris is like, okay, like, okay, you guys are going back and forth. He's like, let me ask you something man to man. Like, when does it stop? Like, who's going to be the bigger person? Like, what's going on? And so Martell's like, when she started doing stuff to me, then I'll start doing stuff to her. And Chris is like, but like, come on, man. Like, come on. And so Martell's like, did you ask her this though? Did you ask her this? And he was like, but she's saying you're doing all this. This is, why do you think you're getting arrested for? So Martell's like, I don't know. The court, he said, so basically you think you're doing nothing and you're getting arrested and the courts are just dropping it for no reason. And so now, mind you, we know now that Martell has been convicted, I believe. Anyway, so Martell's like, I don't know. You tell me. Like, the courts don't lie. I don't know. And then he was like, did you ask her to see the phone? What video? Ask her to see it. Ask her to show you a video. I was like, what the hell, Martell? And so then Chris is like, okay, well, how do we move forward? And he was like, I don't know. Did you ask her that? Like I said, Chris, you got patience. You got patience. Because I couldn't have done it. I couldn't have done it. Again, we're wasting time with these scenes about this stupid text messages at this point. And we already know Martell's been convicted. Like, can we move on? Anyway, last scene we get is with Destiny and Moses having their conversation, okay? Overdue conversation. So they both like, what's up though? What's up though? So Moses said, I feel like, I didn't handle everything maturely and I gotta, protect my wife, Sonny. So I feel like I want to clear the air and have a talk with you. And so Destiny's like, oh, now you want to talk right now? Like, why you wait till now to do it? So he's like, well, I didn't handle things right and I should have, definitely spoke to you ahead of time. And I just want to clear the air and let you know that, me and Sonny was after you and we had your best interests at heart and all this stuff. And she was like, how could you have my best interests at heart? Like, what are you talking about? And he was like, no, for real, because, we didn't get together. I met her at this time at a party and, we knew the same people. And so I thought she was cool and blah, blah, blah. And he was like, yeah, she was, professional with you and all this stuff. And she was like, how would you figure, she's a good person and she's professional, like when she did this? And so he was like, no, like, I'm just saying. And now when he was meeting up, I forgot to mention, when he was meeting up with Marsau and Maurice at the Black, he said, she already, Destiny already knew she had messed up. She wasn't doing what she was supposed to be doing. I said, what? What was she supposed to be doing, sir? And so he had said to Destiny in the scene where they met up, like, we had already had our issues. I already told you we should just be friends. And he was like, yeah, you didn't come to my birthday party in St. Louis. I feel like you didn't really want me. You weren't really interested like that. And so she was like, no, you wanted me to court you like you were my girlfriend. I was dating you. And he was like, no, it's not even like that, but I'm going to let you have it. And that's exactly what he gives. That's exactly what he gives. And you know what? He's very much an opportunist. Because when he was seeing that Destiny, no longer was on the show, he hooked his saddle to the next best thing. And he had access to Sonny, right? He knew about Sonny through Destiny. Okay, let's not play stupid. So he was like, okay, yeah, he gonna get with Sonny now. That, that was his end. Destiny didn't work out. Now Sonny will work out for him. Moses is very much an opportunist. And Destiny girl, you dodged a bullet. You dodged a huge bullet. Like, first of all, he's a loser. Secondly, I can't understand what he's saying half the time. And I'm not saying I have the best, diction or I articulate the best. I'm messing up now. I don't always speak as clear as I would like to. I try to work on it, especially as a teacher. But sometimes I get a little lazy, right? But the way he speaks, I was like, ugh, I can't. He sound a little slow to me, okay? No offense to nobody, but he sound a little slow. Anyway, girl, you dodged the bullet. He's an opportunist. He's just looking for his next big thing. And he had told Maurice and Marsau, because they were like, you need to prepare for the rainstorm that's coming. And so he said where he's from, it's always raining. That's another thing that told me, okay, he's an opportunist. He's definitely an opportunist because he's used to, trying to just get ahead any means necessary. That's what he gives to me. But y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments. Anyway, and like I said, Destiny and Moses are having this conversation and they get onto the whole timeline of it. And he met her in July or August. She said, well, Destiny said, well, you just had gave me some money in August. And she said, I told you that I choose me. I don't know if she said it was August or April. He said, I broke up with you in April. She's like, okay, well, you were still loving me all the way from April to August, sending me text messages saying, good morning, boo, and I love you, babe, and all that stuff. So, what is it? And she was like, you are a liar, a cheater, deceiver, heartbreaker. You was a dog, okay? And she was like, don't play with me. All this stuff is proof. Like, I got text messages right here. And he was like, pull them out. She was like, don't play with me, okay? And that was pretty much it. It was to be continued. Y'all let me know what y'all thought of the episode. It was giving filler for me, but y'all let me know what y'all thought of it. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share. And make sure y'all enjoy y'all's 3-day weekend. If you are off on Monday, I know I will be enjoying mine. Excuse my little scarf, y'all. I had to get my hair together for tomorrow morning. And I was like, this is the best way to do it and come on camera. So it is what it is. Anyway, I will talk to y'all very soon. Bye.